Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Welcome back, everyone. Glad to have you here. Brand new start to the week here on the Cabral Concept. So excited you could join me for today's episode 2222 of the Cabral Concept, where we are going to be going over our Mindset and Motivation Monday topic of the week, and that is the 5 signs you need to take a break before you burn out. This is a topic near and dear to my heart since I have gone through burnout. I went through that at a very young age, at 17 years old, and it led, of course, to many health-based issues. Addison's disease, POTS, myalgic encephalomyelitis, autoimmune issues, and so many more. Now, I've shared my story with you before. Most people don't necessarily go down that deep of a rabbit hole in terms of their health, luckily. However, a lot of people suffer from the beginning stages of burnout, and they don't necessarily know what symptoms to look for. Now, the bad news is if you don't catch it in time, it can lead to some serious health-based issues, but not just physical, but emotional, mental, spiritual, and the physical. And so that's why I want to share this with you here today. I do believe that you'll be able to catch them and you'll start to see them coming on. And the solution that I give you is not as complicated as you may think. And so I want to share that with you of what you can do on a daily basis, but what to do when you start to see it come to a pinnacle. All right, so let's get into today's show. It is called The 5 Signs You Need to Take a Break Before You Burn Out. One of the biggest things we have to understand as we begin to look for signs of burnout is to understand that our goals for all of life, meaning like your relationship goals, your health goals, your body transformation, your career or finances or spiritual or any of them, whatever they may be, is we have to look at them as a lifetime goal. We have to look at them as a marathon, not a sprint. Because I know myself, when I get locked onto a goal, when I get fixated of something that I want to achieve, whether again, it's body transformation, it's a health-based protocol, it's whatever it might be, sometimes we begin to sprint and we only realize as we start to burn out that life is a marathon. So if you're sprinting through a marathon, here's what it's going to look like. Sprint, get tired, have to stop. Sprint, get tired, have to stop. Instead of moving along at a sustainable pace and also training for that pace, right? The more that you do this, the better acclimated you'll get to stress and challenges and obstacles. But in the beginning, you need to start a little bit slower. You need to make sure that you can sustain this pace, this output for years to come. Now, I will say, having said that, we have short-term goals, which can be accomplished in maybe a couple weeks to a couple months, and then we have our longer-term goals. But even if your goal is to transform your body in some way, well, hopefully your goal is to also maintain that. So what can we do today, this month, or over the next 3 months? But also then, how do we plan to maintain that? I see so many people going on these wild diets, right, to lose weight with no understanding of what that's doing to their metabolism and how they're going to maintain it. Same for these really hard workout programs. There's a workout program out there right now. I have no problem with it. I love that people are challenging themselves. Many people know what it is. It involves a certain number of days and it's hard. Many of you may have heard about it, okay? Here's the thing, no problem with it. But when people are done with it, they just stop because it was so hard for so many days that when they finish, they're done. And now they've made all this progress in X number of days. Let's say it's somewhere between 70 and 80, right? And it's a great program, but now what do? They stop, right? They're not doing their weight workout. They're not doing their outside cardio. They're not following the no alcohol. They're not following all these things. And I believe that the person who developed that is not looking to have you do that for just X number of days. They want you to start a challenge in your life that you will see through and continue with. But the problem is, again, it's too hard to sustain, right? And too hard for most people to sustain 2-a-day workouts with one outside every single day. It's just too hard. So let's think about it. Okay, maybe that kickstarts you, but what's the plan on the day after this program's done? Really important to look at this. And the reason why I say this to you is because, again, I only know these things because I've gone through this before. I've gone through really hard relationships, career, whatever it might be, financials, all of these things. I mean, I really have. I've gone through all of these things earlier in my life, and I've just realized that there's nothing wrong with working hard. There's nothing wrong with working out hard. There's nothing wrong with any of these things, but you have to understand where you're at, what's sustainable, because what matters is our happiness, right, in the end. And so if we do something in the short term that may then cause long-term unhappiness or unease or not being at peace, well, that affects all of our life. And so, again, I'm as much of a sprinter as you may be as well. I love getting things done as quickly as possible, but not at the detriment of those long-term based consequences. All right, let's get into those 5 signs that I want you to be aware of so that you see when the burnout is coming. All right, the first one is this. Really, really important. And I've shared some of these with you before, not in this way, but shared some of these with you. So a lot of people start to get a little bit more down on themselves, not feeling down in general, not low mood in general. We'll talk about that. But they start to get a little bit more down on their ability, their skills, their, I would say, self-belief that they can make their goal happen. So all of a sudden they say, start believing, well, they may not be good enough, or they don't have the right genetics, or it's taking too much time. There's just more of this negative self-talk. If you see more negative self-talk, we all have some negative self-talk, right? But if you see more than usual, double the uptick, you at least want to make a mental note that you may be overworking yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually in some area of your life. You might be pushing a little bit too hard. I'll give you some of the resolutions in just a moment, but let's keep that in mind, all right? Starting to get a little bit more down on yourself, a little bit more negative self-talk. A way to keep that in mind. Number 2, the second sign you may need to take a break is you're finding it now more difficult to concentrate, all right? A little bit more challenging for you to sit down and do the work you need to, or focus on whatever the goal is. Focus on getting the gym, focus on the relationship, focus on your spirituality, whatever you're looking to do. If you're finding that more difficult to actually focus, don't blame it on, any of these diagnoses we've been given. What I want you to think about is, okay, maybe a little bit more down on myself, and I'm finding it hard to focus. The third one is this, feeling overwhelmed. It happens to all of us. There's no doubt about it. But if you can't seem to shake that overwhelm, it's been a couple days, been a couple weeks, you are still feeling overwhelmed, like it's too much. You find yourself just saying like, it's all too much. It's just too much. I just can't do it. Those are hallmark signs of overwhelm. All right. So I'd say another hallmark sign of being overwhelmed is when the little things start to get to you. They didn't used to get on your nerves before, but now those little things start to really, really strike a chord with you, and they start to make that much bigger of a difference where someone says something to you, typically you'd shake it off, no big deal, or, maybe you even get cut off in traffic or whatever it might be. And those things, you're like, it is what it is. But now it's overwhelming, right? It's really, really overwhelming to you. So that is sign number 3. Sign number 4 is your motivation and your drive to do the things that you know that you need to do in order to achieve the health, body, relationship, career, finance, spirituality, right? Your motivation now is a little bit less. You're starting to ask yourself, well, I don't know. I just don't know if I can push myself today to make this happen. Really important sign to look at. And the 5th one is losing interest in the projects, the goals, the life that you've envisioned for yourself. So you took the time to create a life, a vision board, whatever it might be, that you want for yourself. These are things that you've said, these are the things that keep coming up in my mind that I want, that I desire, and that I see myself achieving, that it's your potential, right? That's your destiny. But now you look at it and you're just losing interest. That is not a good sign, because that's a sign that you're losing interest in life. right? We never want to lose interest in life because right now, this is our ability in this physical-based form to be able to connect with other people, be of service to other people, to do our best to reach our potential. So when you start to feel 2 or 3 of these emotions at the same time, whether it be feeling more down yourself, more negative self-talk, more difficulty in focusing or concentration, feeling overwhelmed, things are getting on your nerves, you're starting to lose overall motivation and drive to take action on those goals, and then you just begin to lose interest in the overall big picture. We're like, nothing matters, right? You start to say things like that, nah, nothing really matters anyway, I don't really care. When you say things like that, you've lost interest in life. We can't have that for you because it doesn't just affect you. It affects everyone around you. If you're at work, it affects your whole team, affects your productivity. That might then affect your finances if you let go. It might affect your then options you have to travel and to do whatever else that is that you want. It can affect your relationships at home and with your children. It can affect your interest in energy, right? Because all of this is about energy, right? You're burning out, you're losing energy. It affects your energy to go to the gym, to be at your best, to get healthy. So all of this matters. All of it matters 100%. Even the ancient yogis, right, that we've talked about and I've shared before in the past, they cultivated energy, right? They were literally cultivating energy a lot of that time. We can talk about enlightenment. We can talk about all these different types of things, but they're drawing in energy to their body. And it's just such an important part to that, which enables them, because it's not necessarily easy to meditate for 10, 12 hours a day. It's honestly not. I know you're just sitting there, but you literally need to focus on sitting there because that is not an easy necessarily thing to do. So everything in life takes energy. So what do we do? Well, I can share with you what I do. So the first is you just need to make sure that your de-stress protocol is on point, right? That's the first thing. Just make sure you're fueling your body with good nutrition, right? Are you getting good nutrition? Are you eating 3 meals a day? Right? We can all say, oh, I'm doing a 1 meal a day diet. Okay, again, like be careful with that. Go back to my previous shows on that. What's your nutrition look like? What's your exercise look like? Don't over exercise, but also don't under exercise. We need to get that body moving more days than not. Overall stress. So regardless of your goal and whatever we're focused on right here, what's your overall stress look like? How far have you filled up that rain barrel? All right. Toxicity. Have you done a seasonal detox in the last 12 weeks, just for 7 days? Look at that. Overall rest and sleep. Don't blame your inability to focus and concentrate if you're not getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. That has to be your focus, right? We need to get you more sleep. Really, really important. The next part is just good emotional-based balance and then good scientifically proven supplementation. You don't need to use a million supplements, but just make sure you're giving your body the vitamins, the minerals, the omega-3s, the protein, everything that it needs. Very crucial. And then the success mindset is a lot of what we're talking about right now, is that you can be and achieve anything that you want in your life. You really can. Now, there is work that needs to be done to get you from point A to point B and then to point all the way down to Z, right? We need to do that work. And that's what we're talking about here today. Take care of the de-stress protocol. You've done that. You're still feeling all of these feelings, or at least 2 or 3 of them. What do you do? What I do at that point is I take a 3-day weekend, right? So my Friday, and I don't know if you can do this or not, but you'll take a Friday off. And so then you have hopefully Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And it will enable you to recharge. You literally, if you're someone that's a go, go, go type person, what you're going to do is take that Friday off from your workout or your going to see people, going out at night, from your work, from whatever it is that's really filling that rain barrel up with stress, that's really overwhelming you. So you're going to try to get off social media, try not to be on your phone. You're going to do nothing. And the reason is, this is actually very simple of why this works so well. You need to decrease your input. This is the number one reason why all of this works. It's sensory deprivation. We are right now overloaded, and I'll do a whole separate podcast on this, on input, right? Fills up that rain barrel real fast. We got our phone, we've got our laptops, we've got people calling us, we've got demands from children or parents or siblings or community or church or work or whatever it is. And then that we add on top of that our exercise and focusing on our good nutrition and our supplementation and, our biohacking, all these different things. It's a lot. It's a lot to focus on. It's a lot to take in. Now, it can all be great, but it can still be overwhelming. So you need to take 72 hours where you are unplugged. I know easier said than done, but I'm telling you right now, it's worth it. And you don't need to do it that often. It's when you start to feel this way, when you start to feel like you're burning out. And the reason why this is important is because we've been told and we've been really led to believe that we need to be always busy at all time. So we're always on. And so what we need to do on those days is literally plan a foot reflexology for yourself on a Friday, or a massage and a light walk or workout, meet a friend for lunch or a coffee or a tea. On the weekend, don't plan anything big. Grab a book and read for the day. If you're in a warm area, hang out by the pool, go to the beach, leave your phone for emergencies only. Stay off of social media. Everything will be okay. You'll be okay not learning the latest and greatest from Instagram and Facebook. And I'm telling you right now, by Sunday, and I just recently did this, so by Sunday, you'll be like, I'm ready to get back, right? And that's the great thing, is you just needed a little time to recharge. So again, I find this personally very helpful, and mood changes. Like, that's the thing. Like, all of a sudden, I was feeling that way because I had so many projects and so much going on. I mean, I'm very self-aware, so I'm aware of that, for better or for worse. And I'm saying, listen, I'm not acting in the best version of myself. I'm a little bit short with people. I don't have the same level of patience. I need to take a step back. So take a step back, breathe, relax, understand where you're at, and then you recharge. By the time I'm telling you right now, Sunday, mid-morning, mid-afternoon, I'm just saying I'm good. I didn't get back on social media. I still took the day off, but I was ready that next day to get back, and I was happy. I was excited to be back in everything that I do. Again, all the different biohacking and the longevity-based things that I do with all of our IHP community, with formulation, with research, with podcast recording, with my teams, all these different things. I was back, and I was excited. And I just wanted to share that with you because I love these Mindset and Motivation Mondays. A lot of times I try to make them as pertinent to my life or the private wellness clients I'm working with, or friends or colleagues. I work with a lot of individuals, and they just share with me what they're going through. And I'm telling you right now that we all go through it. Nobody's immune to this, and I simply wanted to share this with you. I hope it's been helpful. If it has, please, of course, do feel free to share this show with anyone you believe it could serve. Take care, everyone. Have an amazing start to your week. Appreciate you tuning in here today. Thank you so much for being a part of this Cabral Concept community. And as a valued listener, I want to let you know I'm always trying to bring you many of my favorite products and to get them into your hands for free. And this week, what I want to do is share with you our free vegan vitamin D3 product. This is a capsule-based version of the vitamin D3. You know that this is the safest version, the cleanest version, and very, very easy to take. So this comes in 2,000 IU capsules, great for adults. Adults can take 1 to 2 per day. It can help with their overall bone support. It can help with metabolism. It can help with your immunity as well. So that is one of the 3 big benefits of vitamin D3. It's used in over 300 processes in the body, but those are 3 of the biggest ones, and certainly why most adults need to be using a vitamin D3 product. This product is yours completely free. So again, this can be used by anyone. Doesn't just have to be used by those people on a vegan-based diet. Your bottle completely free. It will last 1 to 2 months, and it is on all qualifying orders, and that includes international orders as well. Going on right now at StephenCabral.com/shop. To get your free bottle of vitamin D3 on all qualifying orders, head on over to StephenCabral.com/shop. Take care, everyone.